Hello all and welcome to the Duplicate Success International Monday Night Webinar. Today is Monday, May 1st, 2017. My name is Jared Krebs, Emerald Director from San Antonio, Texas, right here. I'm pictured here with my wife, Crystal, and I have the distinct honor of introducing the host of tonight's webinar. He's a very well-respected business leader and mentor in this industry. You will definitely want to have your pen and paper out, sitting up, paying attention, and taking notes as you learn how this industry expert continues to build his business successfully. He has achieved the rank of Silver Director within our company. He is a Team DSI leader, and he is an amazing leader, mentor, and most importantly, I'm very proud to call him my friend. Rene Martinez, are you on the line?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Jared, so much for that amazing introduction. I've actually been looking forward to doing one of these webinars since I started. And yeah, we're going to get started with it. And the first thing I want to talk about is our team DMO, daily method of operation, which is very, very important. And, you know, use the products every day. Use the products every day, AM and PM, be a product of the product. And do your 2-2-2, which this is very, very huge. And all of my top associates have been doing this, and they've been having great results with it. Send out 2 new videos, 2 follow-ups, and 2 existing calls to team members or clients. And 15 minutes of personal development material daily, audiobook, webinar, this can be considered. And the personal development is huge. I mean, that is, I always preach to everybody that is on my team that I work very closely with that you want to do this personal development. That's what's going to make you a better leader, and then you're going to attract better leaders, better people. 3 keys to a breakthrough. Your strategy, the DMO, you know, we have a system, and it's a very proven system. And the stories that you tell yourself, you want to be positive. Always be positive. You don't ever want to be negative about anything. The state that you're in, you know, there's been a lot of times that you know, I've been on the phone with Jared, and I'm like, hey, bro, you know what? I'm gonna take a nap, 30-minute nap, and then we'll do this call, or we'll do this, or we'll do that, because you know, you have to be in the right energy and the right state of mind. And now we're going into team recognition. And welcome the new clients. Let's welcome Joe Pena, new client introduced by Daniel Espinosa. Way to go, Daniel. Michelle Jasic, new client introduced by Daniel Espinosa. Welcome, Michelle. Welcome, Duffy Jasic, new client introduced by Daniel Espinosa. Welcome, Sulema Cortez, new client introduced by Daniel Espinosa. Tearing it up, Daniel. He's doing his DMO. Welcome, Andrea Gonzalez, new client introduced by myself and my wife, Megan. And welcome, Adriana Salas, new client introduced by Lillian Galdiano. Great job, Lillian. Welcome, Colette, new client introduced by Viola and Randy Krebs. Awesome. Getting all these new people out here. Team recognition. Now we're going to go and welcome our new associates. Welcome, Michelle, new associate introduced by Randy and Viola. And Randy, is she actually on the line to where we can kind of talk to her real quick?
She's not able to make the webinar tonight.
Okay, well, we'll get with her on the next one. And welcome, Jesse Espinosa, new associate introduced by Daniel Espinosa. And I think he might be on a line. I know Daniel was trying to get him on whenever.
Let's move on. We'll get him at the end.
Welcome, Pamela Guerrero, new associate introduced by myself and my wife, Megan. And team recognition, special recognition. This is Daniel Espinosa, and we want to congratulate him for achieving the new Premier Platinum Pacesetter. And a Premier Pacesetter is within your first 56 days with USANA, you sign up to us. It's with a cumulative 800 points, and he's going to be getting a lifetime bonus, which is a very big deal. And I'm actually very, very proud of Daniel, and I wanted to ask him a couple of questions about how he made this happen. Daniel, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here, right here.
Okay, Daniel. So go ahead and tell the team a little bit about your premier Pacesetter run, how you made it happen, and what you're gonna do from now on to keep it up.
Well, for one, it wasn't real easy. It takes a lot of time, but just being consistent, getting videos out, talking to people, doing three-way calls. That was the biggest part of it. And then as far as, and my story just keeps on getting better as I keep losing weight and people see it. They ask me what I did, and it makes it easier to get them involved. And people seeing differences in my family's lives and everything else got them all interested. So it made me want to go home and share it with the rest of the family.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Let me ask you this one question. What's the difference between a three-way call when you first started and like right now? Like what your mindset? What do you think about that?
Three-way call. When I first started, I was kind of scared, was afraid it'd be kind of negative or something. But now it's every time I get on there and I make a three-way call, I got a positive mindset going into it. And I can tell you when you're passionate about it, people can hear it in your voice. And I get that a lot from them, that they can tell that I'm very passionate about sharing this. And just that makes it that much easier.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Daniel, for sharing a little bit of your Premier Pacesetter accomplishment, your goals, your runs, how you made it happen. And we'll be talking with you a little bit later on whenever we get into the training. So go ahead and be ready for that.
Okay, sounds good to me.
And congratulations, top Emerald directors in the U.S. Number 10, Jared and Crystal Krebs, my mentor, one of my best friends. I mean, totally look up to this guy. He's always working hard, and yeah, he's making it happen every day. Number 25, preferred customer enroller of the U.S., Daniel Espinosa. Number 5, awesome picture of him there at the gym, pointing at a workout that he just did, and also globally, top 25 preferred customer enroller globally, which this isn't the whole world. Number 14, that's a big deal. I mean, that's very, very good. And top 25 preferred customer enroller in the U.S., Lillian Galdiano. Congratulations, number 13. Great job. Keep up the consistent work. Top 25 preferred customer enroller, Ralph Baez, number 13. Great job, Ralph. And myself and my wife, Megan, also top 25, number 13, making it happen. And top 50 associate enroller in the U.S., number 29, Daniel Espinosa. Good job, Daniel. Special announcements. And this is a very big special announcement. It's actually a webinar that's going to be going on tomorrow. And you can see the times down there on the right-hand side. And it's going to be about asthma and allergies. And if you've never heard Dr. Ladd McNamara, he is very, very amazing, and I'm definitely going to be on this webinar, and I encourage everybody else to be on it also. And another announcement is for a limited time offer, a limited time convention registration reopens. So at $279, and I believe if you have a voucher, it's $140, Jared?
Yeah.
So if anybody needs help with that, get with your upline. And USANA Track WAPnWin to convention. And this started April 1st, and it's going all the way to July 14th. And right here, you can see who's in first, second, and third. And these are the people that have been doing their DMO. These are the people that have been sending out 2 videos, doing follow-up calls, doing 3-way calls. I want to congratulate every single person that's on this list, because that means y'all have been doing it. First place, we got Daniel Espinosa. Second place, we have Ralph Baez. Third place, Jack and Jay Henserling. And Denise and Lillian Galdiano are not very far behind. It's very, very close. We're barely in week number 4, and we have a long ways to go. So don't get discouraged. If you're on this list, you're doing the right thing, and just keep doing what you're doing. And now, and now we're going to talk about the 25th anniversary International Convention. And we all know that this is the most important event of the year for our company, for anything. If you're going to do one thing a year, it needs to be this, because, whenever last year was my first international convention, and I'll tell you, I mean, it completely changed my life. It changed my view. It changed everything about everything that I believe in, my vision, and it's just amazing, life-changing event. And I encourage everybody to go. If you need help figuring out how to get there, get with your upline and make it happen. And also with the WAPnWin, we have the competition where it's first, second, and third, and it's cash prizes. So first place will get 200 cash, second will get 125, and third will get 75. But wait, there's more. The prizes double if you go to international conventions. So first place will be 400, second will be 250, and third will be 150. And, if somebody that gets first place, that's going to pay for most of your trip. Second place, that's going to pay for all your food that when you're there. And third place, that'll pay for, most of your food or whatever you want to spend it on. And here's a little bit about how to win that. I'm not going to go into details, but it's basically you just do your DMO and you sign people up and you get points for signing people up. And if you're persistent, you will get it. If you're consistent, you will keep it. And that's what it's all about. We want to keep it. We don't want to just get it. And we're winning together. We're a team. If anybody needs to call me, use me as a 3-way call. I mean, whatever. I mean, we're a team, and also I want to encourage everybody, whenever you sign somebody up as a client, add them to our clients page. And then right here, you're going to add them. And then right here, you're going to welcome them. Everyone, please welcome Craig Dowdy. And then everybody make comments, make people feel welcome, because we're different like that. We are a USANA family. And the same thing with the associates, you're going to add them right here. And then you're gonna make a big welcome post. Hey, welcome everybody, this and that, and welcome Johnny, Alanis. I'm glad that you're on the webinar, and I'm just welcome to the team. Just welcome everybody, and make the comments. Make the associates and clients feel welcome. So, hey, how you going? Welcome to the USANA family. You're gonna love your results, and just be yourself, be real. Okay, so now we're going to take a 5-second pause for editing purposes, and we're going to get into tonight's training. And I'm going to let Randy go ahead and.
Yeah, first of all, we need to figure out who's drawing on the screen. If you're drawing on the screen, there's going to be an erase button. We need to hopefully have you erase that.
It's not Max, is it? Where's my phone at?
No.
Is that
There's
what you're
a
trying
bunch
to figure
of
out who's doing it?
Yeah, there's a bunch of red on the side of your slide here, and it's somebody who doesn't probably know how to work it. So,
Max, where's
do you think it's you?
No, it's not me.
One second, everyone.
Go to my room and stand up.
It may be the kids. Kids are pretty smart nowadays.
Hold on.
Hey, that what is that? Rose bush. No, Hello, everyone. This is Rene Martinez, Silver Director, DSI Team Leader. And I am very, very excited to bring this training to everybody. And I am actually here with Daniel Espinosa. And we're going to be going over how do I bring USANA into a new city. And we're going to start off with Daniel. We're going to start off with how did it all happen? Like, what? Talk to me a little bit.
Well, at the beginning, I guess there was a lot of family members that were interested in the products and everything, seeing my dad's success with the product. So I got my mom and dad. It took their help, and my mom found us a place. We set up a time, and we just planned it out and just went down there. And it takes a lot of time. Not a lot of time, but it does take time and planning. And just, you got to have help over there in that other city.
So it's not like, Daniel, it's not like we just went and left and went. We actually had a plan. I mean, we were going to leave on this day. We were going to have a 3-hour double-sided mixer with the presentation and shakes and also a skincare all-in-one. And I mean, it was planned out. And that's one thing that, it's kind of like you plan out your week with your DMO. We actually planned this out for 2 weeks, and we just made it happen. And it was one of those things that you just got to, you have to just get a hold of your fear and put it behind you and just do it, because, that's what you got to do. And I'm actually going to share a screen, and this is some pictures of us actually going up there. And when we were driving up there, I mean,
Hold on. You need to share your screen. It's being seen by them. So,
okay.
So instead of the 3 finger, do 3 fingers, go back to Zoom, hit stop share, and then share again here. And now go to Chrome. No, it's this one. Okay, so now you're in Safari. Go back to access the pictures. We have some really cool pictures for you.
We're coming. This is
Gotta love our technology.
I'm still learning my technology. So everybody, I had a flip phone 2.5 years ago, didn't even have Facebook, anything like that. So, I'm getting better. And Jared, who can get better?
Anybody
Can get better. That's one of my favorite quotes by Jim Rohn. And I actually should have.
Wait, I think you just passed it.
No, it's down here. So anyways,
There.
I'm going to share.
There we go.
I'm going to share these pictures.
I don't know. It's different in Safari. That's okay.
So this is Daniel and I on our 400+ mile trip to Sea Grapes, Texas, which we decided, and it was one of those things that we had the trip planned out for Saturday, which we had planned it out 2 weeks before. And I didn't even realize that Saturday was my anniversary, mine and Megan's 11th wedding anniversary. So I told Daniel, I said, dude, there's no way that we can go on Saturday. I said, and we were planning on going up Saturday, spending the night, and coming back Sunday because it's such a long drive. I told Daniel, I said, there's no way. I said, anniversary. I said, we're just going to have to drive up there and back in one day. So we left at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we got home at 2:30 in the morning. So it was an all-day thing. And, okay. it was an all day thing. And, you know, we got a couple pictures of the road, you know, it was real nice scenery. And this was a picture that I snapped of Daniel because we were on a 4-hour trip up there, or I think it was 6 hours. It was a long time. And I told Daniel, hey, get out your phone, start calling everybody, telling them to come, tell them to come to the mixer, start prospecting, start getting videos out. And that's what we did. I mean, it was a 10-hour road trip of nothing but calling and three-way calling and windmills and West Texas. And it was amazing. And this was when we got set up. And the way we did our mixer is a little bit different than I've ever done it. I've never actually done a 2-in-1 mixer, but it was kind of like we did, since we were driving so far, we wanted to give the guests like the whole shebang, you might want to say. And it's like, we sat around, we made shakes. We sat around, we made shakes, and you know, we told some stories and had some Rev 3s, and it was amazing. You know, it was really good. We had a lot of interaction. We had a lot of people asking questions. They really liked the shakes, and then one of the things that really stood out with me, we did the video presentation. We had everything. I mean, it was all out. It was all planned out also. And one of the main things that really stuck out with me that I was very proud of, if you can see in this picture, I'm right here by the computer, and look at who's right there on the screen. That's Jared Krebs. I pulled him up on FaceTime, which I had never done before, but I made it happen. I was actually kind of impressed that I did do it. And you know, it was like he was in the room with us. And he talked to everybody for about 10 minutes, and he told us his story, and he told us what he was doing on the Sunday. He was at a birthday party, and you know, that kind of made me think like anybody in our team could do this with Jared, or anybody on our team in Salt Lake City or wherever could do it with me. You know, FaceTime me. I'll talk to a group full of people and tell them my story. And you know, that's awesome how we can use technology like this to where it's almost like Jared's there in the room with us. And there's another angle, you know, I'm talking to him, he's sharing his story, and you know, that's big time. And then we got into the skincare mixer. After we did the presentation, after we all told our stories, we got into the skincare, and it was a full-blown thing. We even got the guys to do it. And everybody was sharing stories and having a good time. And it was really good. And another thing that I'm going to add is usually we do our mixers for about an hour and a half. And we had some guests that showed up at the very end, which we had already probably been there about 2 hours, and there was barely somebody showing up. And even the ones that showed up at the very end, they put orders in. We pulled them aside and we told them our stories. We pulled them aside and we played them a video, and it was really good. You know, just because somebody shows up late, don't just neglect them. Like, actually put them through the video and tell them sit down with them and tell them your USANA story and all that stuff, and it'll make a difference. You know. And I'm real proud of Daniel because he was actually standing up in front of everybody and telling his story. And we even got his dad to tell his story. And that's what it's all about. You know, it's all about us sharing with everybody. And Daniel, do you want to add anything about sharing or the mixer before we get into something else?
Sure. Yeah, the mixer was a lot of fun. Just sharing the stories and getting people involved. And get them into it. And then once they're all involved, they ask a lot of questions. And just be honest with them on the products and everything. They're great. And the products the products are just good, just so good that people they sell themselves. So you don't have to worry about trying to sell them. Just talk to them, and yeah, it was a good time, and make them laugh. Everybody remembers times when you're laughing and everything, and just have a good time while you're doing it. There's no need to be real nervous or nothing like that. Of course, everybody's nervous, but just talk to people, because there are a lot of times they're new people and nobody knows them.
Yes, Randy. And Randy had a question that says, do you use the closing sheet questioned at the end? We actually used it in the middle. So we did our shakes, and we did our stories, and then we did our presentations, and then we passed out the closing sheets, the questions about what they like best and all that stuff. And then we did the skincare part of it. So it was like we had a mixer at the beginning, and then it was like a bonus little skincare thing afterwards. And that's how we did. Thank you for the question. That's a great question. And if anybody else has any other questions before we get into something else, y'all can go ahead and just chat it up. Just let me know if you have any questions. And also, this is one of those things, this mixer is, if anybody has like a good feeling or like a gut feeling, like, hey, I need to, this can work. This would be good. Go with it, roll with it, because, you initially think like, oh yeah, a 10-hour road trip for a mixer in Seagraves, Texas. And you're like, you know what? I had a really good feeling about it the whole time. When Daniel first brought it up to me at the gym when we were working out, he was like, hey bro, I really want to do a mixer back home with all my family. I said, you know what, dude? I said, you set it up. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. I just, whenever you have associates that are like that, and this is a little something that me and him we had a little agreement. And I told him, I said, you know what, man, I'll tell you what. I said, you guarantee me that we'll have 10 guests there, and I'll pay for all the fuel and all the food up there and back. So that was like our little deal, it was like, all right, let's do it. So he's calling everybody, getting guests there, and finding people to be there. And it's, it's a big deal. And little incentives like that go a long ways, which, and we're even already talking about when we're going to go back. And it's probably going to happen within the next, couple weeks. We're going to set it up. We're going to promote it. We're going to do it a lot bigger than what we did this time. I want to throw a big, huge shout out to Jesse Espinosa for finding this amazing building for us to do it in. This was actually a bank that they actually rented the room. It had a sink. It was perfect setup. It was a conference room. And as you can see back there in the corner over here on the left, that there was a sink, and we had a countertop to set up all of our displays. And then we had these little round tables. It was just perfect. And yeah, we're definitely going to be coming back again. I know Denise Garcia has a lot of family up in Denver City, which is about 15 miles from Seagraves. So we're actually planning on driving back up, and we're going to do a mixer in Seagraves, and then we're going to do a mixer in Denver City, and then we're going to come home the next day. And like I said, man, if you have a good feeling, or one of your associates mentions something, or, just roll with it. I would have never came up to Daniel and said, hey, let's go do a mixer at your hometown 8 hours from here. He came to me, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. And that's what we did. There's people that talk about stuff, and then there's people that make it happen. And the people that make it happen, that's what you want to be, or that's the people you want to be around. Because whenever you make it happen, it's that's income producing activities. That's big time. We had 9 guests at this mixer. Every single one of them ordered. every single one of them ordered. Even the one that was 2 hours late, that barely caught the tail end of it, and we had to kind of just throw something together for her and kind of share our story with her. And that makes a very big difference. And now I'm gonna go back to a different screen.
So any final thoughts before you go on to the book?
Okay, so
Sum it all up.
to sum it all up, it's you know, how to bring USANA into a new city. You just got to make it happen. You know, Daniel threw it out there. He's like, hey, let's do this. Let's try this. Let's go on this road trip. Let's do that. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And, you know, I gave him a couple conditions and we made it happen. And all this was planned.
What were the conditions?
The conditions were, I wanted him to have at least 10 guests there. Well, the conditions were 10. If he got 10 guests there, I would pay for the whole trip. I would pay for the fuel. I would pay for the food. I paid for everything. There was 9 guests there. So he almost got everything paid for, which I guarantee you, whenever we go back in a couple weeks, he's going to have more than 10 there, and I'll be paying for it. But that's not the point. The point is I gave him a little something to encourage him to call more people, to encourage him to invite more people. And it actually worked. You know, we were driving up there and he was on the phone calling people. Hey, you going to come to the mixer? Hey, you coming to this? Hey, you coming to that? So, you know, communication, it has a lot to do with it. And work with your upline. You know, everybody on here has good uplines. Everybody on here has people you can work with. So make sure you just get with them and ask them, like, hey, if you have a question or if you want to do something, or, you know, throw it out there and make it happen. Nothing, no idea is a bad idea. And the only dumb question is the question not asked, you know? So that pretty much, Daniel, do you have anything before we sum this up?
No, I think you pretty much covered it all. You just gotta plan it and go for it and just do it. I mean, I don't know. It was a lot of fun, and you gotta invite a lot of people. I invited about 60 people, and I got 9. But I guarantee you, next time I'm gonna invite probably 100, and we'll see. Maybe I can get 20.
Yeah, you could. I know you can definitely do it, bro. I have faith in you, and we're gonna make it happen. And that pretty much sums it up about our bringing USANA to a new city, which is way north, northwest Texas, long ways from here. And we're definitely going back, and we're definitely gonna keep growing in that community. So now another thing that I wanted to add to the training that isn't a part of the bringing USANA into a new city is I wanted to share a book that I'm going through right now. And this is a book that I'm currently reading. I've actually gone through it once. I'm about halfway through it the second time. And this book was, it was recommended to me by Simon Chan. And he's my MLM coach that I actually hired to help me build my business to a full-time income. And, you know, I was kind of, I don't know, just looking at the title, I was kind of skeptical about the book, but I got about halfway through it and I couldn't believe what I was hearing. And it was definitely very, very powerful book. And it talks, and, you know, it talks a lot about fear. It explains, it explains fear in such a way that you're not going to want to be scared of anything anymore after you read this book. And I know I had recommended it to Jared Harris and a couple other people, Carlos Gomez, and I'd like to recommend it to everybody. You know, if you haven't listened to this book or read this book, very, very, very good book. And like it says right there, the secrets to freedom and success. You know that's what we're all about, time and freedom. And thank you everybody for attending the webinar. I'm very, very grateful for being able to host it tonight. Thank you, Jared and Randy, for letting me do it. And I will see you soon at the next USANA event or on Zoom or anything like that. Have a great day. Good night and God bless. Now, plane ticket prices are about $360 whenever you return on Sunday. You return on Monday, you can save a little bit of money, $283 for a round trip. And they say that, you know, it's not you're not really there until you get your plane ticket. So everybody get your plane ticket, get your stuff, because, you know, you gotta be prepared. Before you know it, August is going to be here. And right here, Success on the Beach, Punta Cana, November 2017, November 8th through the 12th. And 8th annual 2017 GoPro Recruiting Mastery, single ticket price are $400. This event is a little bit more expensive than the others, but this one is very, very big. It's going to be in Las Vegas, November 16th through the 18th. And if anybody wants any more information about this, get with your upline or get with myself, Jared Krebs or Randy Krebs. And for all Texas associates, we got a lot of stuff going on this week. We have Thursday at Health Natural Solutions. There's going to be a Health and Freedom presentation with Jared Krebs. And Starbucks Social. The Starbucks Social has been, you know, lighting up all kinds of people and signing up all kinds of people. If you have any, it's going to be hosted by Ralph and Mike Baez, Friday, May 5th. And yeah, that's going to be awesome. I wish I'd be able to make it, but I'm going to be working at 11 to 12. And we also have a very, very big event that we started doing down here in Texas, and it's a rank advancement celebration. So what we're doing is every first Saturday of the month, whoever rank advanced between the last month and the first weekend, we're going to have a celebration dinner for them. And we're going to recognize them, and we're going to tell them how good they're doing, and we're going to get them a little prize. And for this one, we have Daniel Espinosa. He rank advanced to builder, and he got his premier pace setter done. Ralph Baez, he got his believer done, which is a big deal. And Justin Zacharias, he got his sharer done. So that's a big, big deal. And it doesn't matter if it's if you rank advanced to sharer or silver director. You know, it's a big deal, and we want to make it a big deal for our team. And we're actually going to be at the Riverbend Golf Club in Pleasanton Country Club. It's a really, really nice place, and we will upload some pictures and everything so you guys can see it. And that's going to be from 12 to 1:30 p.m. May 6th. And we also have a USANA Spa skincare party Saturday, May 6th from 2 to 3:30 p.m. RSVP with Pamela Guerrero, our newest associate. And that's going to be at Classic Touch Salon in Jordanton, Texas. And don't forget, always be ready. These are the pictures of the bins of Jared's trunk of his car. Be ready to do a newspaper presentation. Be ready to give somebody an audio or you know, a GoPro book, anything like that. Be ready, be professional. Don't depend on your upline. I remember when I used to depend on my upline. I don't anymore. He's still one of my best friends. He's still around all the time, but I don't have to depend on him. And that's a good feeling. And I know he definitely appreciates that he doesn't have to do a lot of stuff for me. And that's pretty much it. And I would just like to open it up right now for any questions and comments for anybody on the team. If not, I'm going to go ahead and call on some people to ask them what their highlights were. And you can also put questions in the comments box if you have any questions.
That's what Becky just said.
Congratulations, Daniel, Ralph, and cheering, celebrating with you. Thank you, Becky Armstrong, for that post.
Okay. Okay, so here's who you have. It's still on the webinar.
Jared, Daniel, Betty, Angie. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and
Who do you want to choose? This is Denise.
let's do
All
the
these people on. Who do you want to ask? Who do you want to talk to? We have about 10 minutes to do questions or comments.
Okay, let's go ahead and unmute Johnny.
Johnny Alanis. Unmute. There you go. He might have to unmute himself.
Johnny Alanis, can you please unmute yourself? Just click the little button on the.
Or Lillian Galdiano, can you unmute Johnny Alanis? Because you're now the host of the meeting.
How did you?
My dad accidentally made Lillian the host. So Lily, you're the host. Here we go. Okay.
Johnny, can you hear us?
Yes, why am I being unmuted?
Because I wanted to congratulate you for being on your very first webinar with the team, and I wanted to ask you what your highlight was.
It was very informative, so I appreciated that. I appreciated also how it requires preparation and consistency if you plan on reaching the goals to get ahead in this business.
So what opportunities do you see yourself in the near future, my friend, with your USANA business? And for everyone that doesn't know, this is new associate Johnny Alanis.
Welcome, Johnny. Woo, woo, woo.
Very excited for him to be a part of the team.
I'm not sure. I'm just enjoying it right now.
All right.
And seeing where this takes me. I've seen a lot of people on here that you mentioned that are very successful. So we'll see. Hopefully that's something I look forward to.
Awesome. Make sure you invite about 60 people for your mixer on Saturday at the.
Yes, to make sure I get 20, right?
Yeah, make sure you invite about 60 people for your mixer on Saturday, so about 9 will show up. Thank you, Johnny, for being such a great friend, and thank you for being on the webinar.
No problem.
And now I'm gonna go
We
to.
gotta mute him first. Oh, he muted himself.
And now I'm gonna go to Jared Harris. Hello, Jared Harris. I wanted to ask you what you liked best about the webinar.
Well, thank you so much, Rene. Basically, one of the things that you said that really stood out to me, and I took notes down, and you said that no idea is a bad idea. So can you, like, expound on that? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, when people have a good idea?
Because that book that I just read, you don't want to think negative about anything. So whenever you think bad, that's a negative thought. So any idea that comes across your mind, think of it as a positive idea and think about the positive possibilities that you'll get out of it.
Right.
So,
Okay.
So what you're doing is you're keeping all negative thoughts out of your head. You're locking it all out, and you're just being positive every day. You're always positive. You know, there's those people that you see and somebody is like, oh man, that guy's always happy. He's always positive. Like, what's wrong with him? Like I've actually had people tell me that about Jared. I'm like, what do you mean? What's wrong with him? That's just the way he is. He's positive. That's what you need to be, and just be positive. Any idea can be turned into a good one. You know, just like the call parties that we've been doing. Anybody could say, oh, that call party, you know, that's not a good idea. But, you know, you just have to be positive about that stuff.
Okay. Sounds really good. Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm going to read that book, Outwitting the Devil, which I'm currently reading, Beautiful Money. But yeah, I'll get into that pretty soon. So yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very good. And I recommend it for everybody to check it out. You know, it's very good very good book.
Awesome. Thanks.
And Jared, thank you for being consistent and always being on the webinars, and keep doing what you're doing, man. Consistency is everything.
Right. Thanks.
And now I'm going to unmute Lillian Galdiano to get her feedback highlights from the webinar. Hi, Lillian.
Hey, Renee.
congratulations on being in the top 25, making the books this week. You're
Thank
doing your
you.
DMO. You're doing everything right. You're being consistent. And I wanted to congratulate you about that. And I wanted to get your highlights from the webinar.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, first of all, y'all did a great job. So awesome job to you. And what was his name? Was Daniel, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Y'all were inspiring. That's nothing I've never thought about doing a road trip. So that's, you know, maybe possible in the near future for me. So that's kind of cool that, you know, y'all made something your own and went out and did it and went for it. So that's inspiring, and it just kind of inspires us to continue to go outside the box and try different things, and not to be afraid of an idea just because it's never been done before. So that's awesome. Thank you for that, for sharing. Appreciate you sharing.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do with Team DSI is just encourage people and help people with whatever they need. And one big thing I'm going to say about the road trip is if you have basically an accountability partner or somebody to push you to do it, that's what you need to find. Because, you know, I don't think he would have done it without me, and I wouldn't have done it without him. And, you know, find somebody to be an accountability partner with. And whenever you do something like that.
Awesome. Well, we're lucky to have you. Thank you, Rene.
Thank you for being on, and thank you for being consistent. Okay, I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to do Becky Armstrong, because she always has awesome things to say. Becky, how are you doing today? I want to thank you for always being on the webinars, for always posting, you know, uplifting stuff on Facebook and cheering everybody on. You're just an amazing person. What was your highlights from the webinar?
That's very kind. And I'm here with Christian too. He's on speakerphone with me. I loved the part where you guys were making calls in the car. I do most of my calling, a lot of my calling when I'm in the car, because I drive back and forth from North Carolina to Virginia. And it's about a 5-hour drive. It actually takes me about 7 hours to do it, because I keep pulling off at exits to dial, and then I pull back on and talk, and then I pull back off to dial again. But it was fun to hear that somebody else was doing that. And then just the talk about getting your flight. I wrote down, I've got 3 flights I've got to book. And I've known I've had to book them, and so now they're on my to-do list, and they'll be done by tomorrow.
Awesome. Yeah, the flights make it real. The flights make it real. That was one of the things that Simon Chan actually told me, because whenever I was going through my coaching with him and I was showing him all my people that were registered for convention and for national and for all this stuff, and he said, how many of them have flights? And I was like, he's all, it's not real until they have their flights booked, because, you know, that's when you know they're really serious and they're really gonna go. So yeah, definitely get your flights booked. Post pictures of other people like you do. And thank you everybody for being.
Sorry.
Mute her. Okay, so now go ahead and finish it off, and then we'll have everyone say good night and God bless.
So yeah, I just want to finish off the webinar thanking everybody for being on. Thank you everybody for spending your time learning, doing a little bit of DMO, doing a little bit of learning. You know, that's what it's all about. We never stop. And I would just like to finish with saying good night and God bless. And I'm going to unmute all the lines so everybody can say good night and God bless.
Good night and God bless.
God bless.
Good night and God bless.
Good night and God bless.